Top Mississippi, Possum Point, Georgia, Miami.
Who's Amy?
Miami.
You mean your Amy?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo Hookers?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo Hunkers?
Oh, I beg your pardon. Hoboken.
Hoboken. Oh, well, Mr. Conductor, I want to go to Hot Town.
Hot Town?
Yes, sir.
That's the last stop.
Last-
All aboard.
All right, sir.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. How you doing? There, look at that. Hives. Hey everyone, how are ya? Where's my music? There's my music. Where's Chat Rat? There's Chat Rat. Let's do an audio test.
Tethercat said 1-2. Tethercat said 3-4.
I'm cool with this. Hi. I had absolutely nothing planned. Nada. Nothing. Just wanted to come on and hang out. Is that so wrong? Let me just get my little paws hanging out there. See? A little paws. Little four-fingered paws.
Poopy 3333 RRR44 said
Welcome aboard, Poopy 33 RRR44. How's it going, Podemos bien? Oh. It's good seeing you. Oh, that name just kills me. How are you doing? Man, I am tired. I am just having a night. I'm exhausted. Well, that's why we're here.
Poopy 3333 RRR44 said I ate hamburger.
That's pretty good. what I have? I had a sausage. I made sausage on a bun. You know what I did? I did something that I don't normally do. And I picked up a head of lettuce. And I don't normally get a head of lettuce because being just a single cat, it tends to spoil more often than I can complete eating it. But I went out and found me a head of lettuce. I spent about half an hour washing all the leaves, spinning it dry, putting it in the humidifier. And tonight I made sausage on a bun, and I put lettuce all on the insides of that bun. Oh my god, it was so nice and crispy and fresh. It was great. So yeah, I'm going to be eating lettuce, something I haven't done in about 5 years, but through sheer circumstance and a little bit of apathy. Yeah, sausage on a bun with lettuce, garlic mayonnaise, and ketchup and honey mustard.
33 RRR44 said yum yum zers.
I know, right? I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Anyway, yeah, just tossed the stream on for no reason whatsoever. Welcome aboard. I did have a few things I wanted to do, like just some loose end things. See if I could, I don't know, do stream stuff. Like if I'm playing a game, I can't normally do stream stuff. So I figured this would just be a fun little chill hangout session, if anything, while I do stuff. So please feel free to talk, to chat. I'm just hanging out. So one of the things that I wanted to do, I've got a loose plan to hang out with the furballs. I want to hang out with my furball family. So I want to get set up for that. I can't get it up now. I'll do it later. Do I have the... So you got this here. Copy. No, what's properties of this? Okay. So I do have my reactive.fugi set up. So that's good. That's good. But this one here, that one I gotta change up a little. Properties. Window. Oh, do you think that it's... Oh, I see. So I would have to actually make that a window. Copy that over as is. Interesting. And then I could get some furballs in here maybe. Okay. Alright. So, Discord streaming channel. Can we... No, we can't rename that. Can't rename it. Okay. So what if I add in a new window? Yeah, so I hang out in a private Discord server and it's got all the...
West Narwhal said hello.
Well, hello, West Narwhal. Welcome aboard. How you doing? By the way, when I set this layout up, and you can see that I'm hovering around in my little chair here, with my little cane and hot cocoa. One of the suggestions I had from a user was to increase the size of the chat rat window in the background so that you guys could see that your words were being posted. So I increased that size for you guys. So there you go. Good for all of you. Yes, how you doing, Wes? We're having a chill night. I'm doing some background stuff, trying to make the streams even better. That's the plan, trying to make the streams even better. And one of the things I was currently doing was saying that I have the furballs. I'm one of 7 of the Mizu family. And I'm trying to get a collaboration happening with the other 6, and the other 6 are Japanese. And so I'm part of a private Discord server as part of the Mizu family. And it's all in Japanese, and I have a real hard difficulty understanding even such a thing as what room am I supposed to be in? Because it's all in Japanese. I don't speak a lick of it. I have to rely on translation programs. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm going through. What I do is I take a photo of the rooms with my camera. I take a photo of my rooms, and then I put that photo into a translation program, and then read off my phone what the rooms are so that I know where I'm supposed to go. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Going back into my old photos to see if I can figure out what room I'm supposed to be in. All right, what do we got here? And yeah, Wes, we're just having a chill chat stream, so feel free to just talk about anything. Podemosa Bien is in here, although you may not recognize the name, but that's...
3333 RRR44 said Konnichiwa arigato.
Konnichiwa arigato to yourself as well there, Podemosa Bien. So yeah, so far, we're all just regulars in here. Y'all know each other, just have fun chatting. Okay. What?
Wes Narwhal said LOL, good luck with your collab.
And that's the thing, is I was trying to figure out what collab I wanted to do. What could I possibly interest a whole bunch of Japanese players with? And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we did a getting over it marathon or a getting over it competitive stream? So I figured that we would all line up at the same time. We'd all get ready. We'd all have little stopwatches on our own individual screens. And then we would say, ready, set, go. And we would all hit the stopwatch and we'd all start playing Getting Over It. And then whoever, got first place would claim victory. Whoever got second place, third place. But anyone would be able to watch any and all of the streams. And they'd be able to find... and we'd all be in the same voice chat, so everyone would still be screaming with each other, and I'd be talking in English, either complimenting and encouraging them, or badmouth and trash talking them. Na 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 na. I'm pretty sure that speaks beyond cultural boundaries. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baka, baka. Relying on my innate knowledge of anime-related Japanese linguistics. Okay. So that was one stream I wanted to do. I wanted to try doing another stream where we all did a drawing together. I was looking into it where we have one canvas and 6 or 7 different stylus / pen / mouse.
Poopy 3333 RRR44 said oh yes.
Yeah. I'm not certain why you're saying oh yes, whether it's to the getting over it or to the drawing together. But with the drawing together, some of them are massive artists. Some of them are amazing artists. And then if you've seen my streams, you know that I am no artist. I am stick figures at best. So it would just be
Wes
a fun
Narwhal
little...
said you can use the site called Magma. You can draw together.
All right, let's check out this Magma
Poopy
site.
3333 RRR44 said draw guy am drawing.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you guys would be right in if I did that, eh? Magma drawing. Magma, draw, collaborate, and create with artists around the world. Okay. Start drawing. All right. Now, like, this seems kind of cool, like it really does. It also seems really professional. Like those are, that's kind of way above and beyond. What was the one I was looking at? Let me just see if I can pull up the one I was looking at. Here we are. I was looking at one called... Oh, yeah. That was a private message I sent to Mocha. Hey, Mocha, do you think they'd be all in on this? It was called Kookaloo.
Tethercat said Kukolo.
This is the one I was looking at.
Tethercat said Kukolo.
And, because... Here, let me see if I can download this. Download. Yeah. Alright, let's see if I can toss this on the stream here. It's a screenshot from my computer. But I was watching YouTube a little while ago. And over on the HoloLive, because we all love HoloLive, right? A bunch of HoloLive players were playing a game where they were all drawing on the same screen at the same time. And when I went looking for this image, when I went looking for the stream, it was for a thing called Kookaloo. And that's what they were all using. So I'm sure that Magma, Kookaloo, there's probably a ton of them. But yeah, that'd be kind of fun to get the... Oh, hey, speaking of which, where can I show you the, hang on, you guys might like this. So, a little while ago, it was Nahito, I think it was Nahito. No, it was Belle's second birthday. Belle is my sibling, if you would. Belle. And one of the cats, one of the furball family did a... I might just have to find it and download it. One of the cats did a complimentary, hey, happy second anniversary image. Here it is. Save image. Kabam. Let me just throw that up. Kaboom. This is a sketch drawing done for the 500 subscribers. 500 subscribers for Mocha Mocha's in the center. That's Mocha. Yeah, the pink in the center. And I think it was Kogi. I'm pretty sure it was Kogi. Yeah, Kogi, who's on the far left. Allow me to just... This one's Kogi. That's Kogi. Kogi drew this whole thing. Because Mocha was celebrating 500 subscribers. And it has all of the furballs, and it's really cool. Like, it's really cute. It's got all 5 of them. You can see, Belle is just, you could call Belle the older brother. Belle has been streaming for 4 years, and Belle is just like, he's awesome. Here's Shui. Shui is just an amazingly talented artist. We got Lucian. Lucian is deaf. Lucian is a deaf VTuber, and I love the fact that there is just so much talent. Lucian is awesome. Over here we've got the new guy, Nahito. Nahito is a very enigmatic lion. Very cool, very cool. And let me check out... I keep forgetting the name of the yellow one, who also arrived recently on the scene. Let me just... Okay. And Itchy Ihi. Itchy Ihi. So I think we can just... Oh, Itchy He. So, yeah. Itchy He. I would not have remembered that. So anyway, those are the fur balls, and then obviously I'm up top because someone's got to be crazy. And yeah, these are the fur balls that I wanted to get invited to a drawing stream. And I'd say just by this image alone, Kogi already has a head start. Just because Kogi was able to draw this. I was not able to draw this. I am a horrible artist. But yeah, that's the furball family. You know what? Maybe I should... Maybe I'll do that. Can we do that? No, you know what? This is... I was gonna... I was gonna put this over here, mounted on the wall. But this is Mocha's artwork. That's not fan art for me. That's fan art for Mocha. So anyway, yeah. So those are the cats. Those are my family members. They're all the Japanese ones. And they're the ones that I want to get playing a drawing stream with. Which brings me back to my original intent that I want to somehow get things set up for a collaboration if I can. That means heading over to Discord. And now we're roundabout back where we started. Okay. So can I copy that? Oh yeah, I was looking up what window was what. Because I don't speak Japanese and I didn't know who was who. That's right, that's right. Okay, here we go. Family chat room and family collaboration voice. I feel like family collaboration voice is the one I want. Copy link. Okay. So now we've got Discord streaming channel audio. So let's add another. We'll call it Discord streaming. Discord, we'll call this Furball Family. Interesting. It is close. Close. I'll tell you what, cancel. And let's actually just pop in there. And I've popped in. And now Discord Furball Family audio. Cancel. Okay, delete that, yeah. Discord Family Furball audio capture. Yes, that's the one I want. Okay, then we'll put Discord group up. I wonder if any of the... Because now I'm actually in voice chat. I wonder if any of the furballs will join in. What time is it over there? It's got to be about 9 a.m. over there. If they do show up, they're going to pop in on the screen in the bottom right-hand corner over by the fireplace. Good for them. Family Furball. I spelled family wrong. Yeah. Discord Family Furball audio channel. Okay. Yeah, none of the cats are online, none of the cats are in the channel. unsurprisingly. Oh. Alright, I think I can leave the room. Disconnect. And if they show up, maybe I'll pop in. I know that I've been speaking with Mocha, and I said, hey, Mocha. And of course, this is all English to Japanese, Japanese to English translations. I said, hey, Mocha, what do you think it would take to get everyone together? And Mocha said, I don't know, but I really want to do a collab with you. And I said, yes, me too. I think I'm closest to Mocha. I really like all of them, but I'm closest to Mocha, I would say. Also, him and I debuted one day apart. So there's that. We are truly siblings in the fact that his debut, I was going to debut on July 1st. And then I took a look at the schedule and he actually had claimed July 1st for his debut. And I thought, oh, I can't step on his toes. So I decided to debut on July 2nd. And his was a big stream because he's a professional shamisen player, shamisen, which is a Japanese stringed instrument similar to a guitar. And he had this, he was playing this stringed instrument for his debut, and he was showing off all of his artwork, and he had a huge, nice setup. This would be 2 years ago. So then the next day I show up, and it's my debut, and mine was just low-key. No one appeared. I had no one showing up to my stream. No one. I debuted to no one.
Minimi Cursor 96 said evening.
Good day, and how are you doing, Mini-Me? I'm just doing some light chatting and behind-the-scenes stuff tonight. So, yeah, feel free to stick around and have a conversation. It's all good. How are you doing?
Minimi Cursor 96 said just chillin'. How's your weekend?
How was my weekend? Wow. Where I live, it's kind of the end of festival season. It's mid-August, and everyone is scurrying away to their vacation destinations. And yeah, we had a local destination here, so a whole bunch of tourists showed up. Thousands of people showed up where I live. That was fun. So naturally, I stayed away from all of it. I've spent the past 3 days sleeping, trying to get projects done around the house, shopping. I tried hacking my Xbox again today, and I was unsuccessful, which means there's something erroneous between the project and myself. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do there. Maybe buy another Xbox item. And I've watched a lot of movies. Last night I sat down and watched Bad Times at the El Royale, which is a favorite of mine. I love that movie.
Minimi Cursor 96 said that's good. Glad to hear.
Yeah. I've had a very low-key weekend. What about yourself there, Mini-Me? You doing okay? How's everyone? Because I know that we've had people popping in and out, if anyone's still kicking around. How's everyone doing? Tell me all about how you're doing. What else do I want to do? I hear StreamerBot got a version 1.0 beta. And I really want to get it, because StreamerBot is so amazing. So is SariBot. I've got some really kick-ass bots on this team. Alright, so... Still not seeing any of the furballs online.
Minimi
That'd be
Cursor
nice if they
96 said I'm okay thanks, just the same. Trying to work hard and trying to focus on myself.
Good on you. It is nice to be able to have breathing room and focus on the world around you. Because, you know, there are worldly things. There are people who need help. There are grand designs that could use your involvement. But you can't do that on an empty battery. Focusing on yourself is primary. Focusing on yourself has to be your priority. Because once you are good, then you can go and help others. But you can't go help others unless you're actually doing good. So yeah, focusing on yourself. Good job. Keep trying. As Naruto and Rock Lee proved, hard work pays off. What was I doing? I was trying to do some self-improvement this week. I can't remember what I was doing, but I don't know. I've always got projects happening around my place. What was I doing? As I look around. Oh yeah, I went and found a picture frame. When I was... Where was I? God, this... Okay.
Wes Narwhal said W minimi.
W minimi as well. Actually, I don't know what W minimi. It's all good. It's a win. I think Wes says it's a win. When I was part of the Tethercat family with...
Minimi Cursor 96 said W means win.
See? I'm a hep cat. I'm a cool cat. I know what the kids are speaking these days. Back when I was just a little kid and my family went to a Christmas dinner.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, and thanks Wes, how are you?
Yeah. Please have your conversation. I don't mind. I was attending a Christmas family dinner and it was a work function for my dad. And I think there was a 50-50 draw and I won a huge print of a painting. Like one of those things that you mount on a wall when you have a house. Which meant nothing to me when I was in my 20s. But now I'm old. And so I found this piece of artwork and I was like, oh, I should really hang that up because now I'm old. So I had to go and acquire a very large picture frame and I did that. And now I mounted the image and I just have to hang it up now. I gotta hammer a nail into a wall.
Wes Narwhal said I'm good, but this clothes pattern I'm drafting is so irritating, haha.
Oh yeah? What are you drafting? What are the clothes? Like is it a shirt? Is it pants? What are the clothes? And then what's the pattern? Got me curious about that now. Hey Wes, it sounds great that you're doing something now. Stop doing it and type to us. Hydration check, everyone. I'm not even going to type it in. Hydration check. Oh, just a chill night. Just chilling out. What else? Oh, I kind of successfully got my laptop up and running. If you guys have seen a couple of Linux posts that I've been doing, a couple of Linux videos.
Wes Narwhal said I'm making this fake collar to go under clothes because fall is soon and we gotta be fashionable.
Indeed. Fashion over function. Hell yeah.
Wes Narwhal said but it's hard,
oh,
bruh.
No. Man. Well, it's cool that you're drafting it, nonetheless. So, does that mean that you're involved in, and I use the loose term of cosplay, but also, like clothing design and fabrics and textiles? Is that where you got a bit of an education or a hobby or a knack? Because if so, that's really awesome. I say that from the point of view of someone who can't even patch a hole in a sock. Clothes are not my forte. I'm lucky I wear clothes. But it's Canada. We tend to get frostbites in the frostbite bits, so we kind of have to. Canada.
Wes Narwhal said, yeah. I mess with fabrics all the time. I have to get a sewing machine soon.
That's cool. That's very cool. Good job, Wes. All right, I'm gonna stop asking you questions, Wes. You can go back to using both hands to orchestrating your fabric dilemma. I wish you the best. I'm not gonna continually draw you away so you can type stuff. Now, if you're using voice to dictate, by all means, keep doing that. I mean, just look, I'm doing it with translation chant. Hiya! But yeah, I got my Linux computer up and running. That's good. Oh, I made poutine the other day. Probably about 4 or 5 days ago, I made my first ever Canadian poutine. And it was horrible. I ate it. I ate the whole thing, and it was... The reason I failed was because I undercooked the potatoes. I undercooked the potatoes, and so I basically had a flavorful meat poutine with raw potatoes. I'm gonna have to revise my recipe. It's a work in progress, what can I say? Yeah. Well, I got a cough. Hold on a sec. When do I ever cough, eh? That's rare.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, at least you're close to perfection.
I kinda am. I mean, it's on the cusp of being awesome. By the way, Wes, why do I not have you lit up like a Christmas tree? There's things I can do. I'll do that later. I've been slowly...
Greed 1914 said, person turquoise waving.
Person's turquoise waving to yourself as well, Greed. Glad to have you aboard. We got a whole bunch of regulars just chilling out in here, so by all means have some fun, stick around. We're all doing great. There are things I can do to... See, I'm starting to get a lot of... I'm getting more eyeballs. I'm getting people subscribing. I'm over 125 subscribers now, which blows my mind, I might add. And that's just over on YouTube. That's not even counting Twitch. And with that comes sometimes the odd undesirable element, or people I don't even recognize. Kind of people come and people go. So what I've been doing is I've been trying my best to, because you guys are all regulars. Everyone who's come in tonight, everyone who's participated so far. Oh, hey, there's Mocha. I'm going to quickly say, hey, Mocha, come help me test my stream out. Mocha. Kochi. How do you say please? Sumi was saying, because I'm arigato. How do you say please? What's the word for please? Please, 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 please. Crap, I can't remember. Anyway. Mocha, Koji. No, he's on phone. If he was on his computer, that means he would be able to pop in. But he's on his phone. Damn it. I would love to have him on the... Get him in here. If I can get Mocha in here, just hanging out and chatting, that'd be the best. Oh, why don't I just pull up a translation program? Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. I think I gave Mocha VIP status over my streams. Here, you have full authorization to do whatever you want, cat. Mocha. Do you want to help me test my settings? Do you want to join me on stream for a few minutes? That did not work out. That's not what I wanted. Crap. All right, round 2. Hold on a sec. New window, translate. Google.com. What was that I put in? Mocha. Do you want to come and help me? Do you want to join the Discord and help me test my stream? Do you want to join on my stream for a few minutes? Are you available? There. Copy. And he's gone. In the time it took me to do that, he's gone. Ninja smoke bomb, boom. I was unable to pass that message along to him. Crap. And see, this is the dilemma that I face trying to interact with my Japanese family, because you know they're all speaking their innate native language. They're all speaking on their native tongue, and then I have to come in, and unless I know the actual words, and let's face it, I just forgot what the word please means, I struggle to try and interact with all of them. And there's a definite language barrier that I'm trying to overcome, and it's very difficult. So, yeah, hopefully I can bridge that gap at some point. That would have been fun having Mocha on here. He's great. Mocha's funny. He speaks better English than I speak Japanese, I can assure you all this. Man, too funny. Yes, to get back to what we were originally talking about, I'm doing my best to try and promote or put an asterisk beside all the people that I know who are my regulars, so that I can easily differentiate between them and the random passerbys who come in every now and then. Okay. What else are we doing here? What else am I doing? Do I need to set up for any other streams? I think all my streams are pretty good. I don't think I have any. I picked up a couple of new games, but if they were single player, then those are easy to.
Wes Narwhal said, so we're the cool kids table, he.
Wes, you are always at the cool kids table. You guys, everyone present here right now, you guys are definitely the cool kids table. I can assure you this. You guys have been sticking around. You guys are my regulars. You guys have been sticking around for quite some time now. And believe me, I am so incredibly and eternally grateful. Because without you guys, I'm nothing. I'm just some blue cat, right? But yeah, I'm always happy when you guys are around. But yeah, that doesn't mean I can't invite some of the Japanese family over. If I can ever get my words together quick enough. Man, it would have been great having Mocha pop in. Oh well. You know what? I'm definitely doing a collab at some point. See, and here's the other thing. I want to do a collab with the Japanese family. However, they are actually in the midst of doing their own collab. If you head over to Mocha or Bell or Shui or Lucian or any of them, they're all setting up for a Guilty Gear tournament. Those 6 are actually practicing and having constant streams of Guilty Gear. They're constantly at it. So I don't want to, and I think that they're having their tournament at the end of the month in about 2 weeks. So I don't want to interrupt them. I don't want to bother them. They're deep into getting everything set up on their end. Huge Guilty Gear tournament. Good for them. I don't have Guilty Gear, and every now and then when I do stream against them or with them or around them, my ping is around 150, which is not conducive for a fighting game when all 6 of them are just a mere breath from each other and I'm over across a pond. No, my 150 ping is non-conducive to playing it in a Guilty Gear tournament. So I didn't even offer, hey, can I join in? And they all play Repo as well. But as much as I have Repo, I don't play it. I don't have anyone to play it with. I don't, I just don't have anyone to play it with. I'd play it with you guys. If you guys had Repo, I would set up a community night and all of us would play Repo. And I would have so much fun and you guys would be having so much fun and it'd be great. But that's not happening. And no one invites me and I don't really invite anyone else. So I just mostly stick around and play the single player games. The other thing is my own availability. I mean, hell, no schedule. This here is a rare stream. Just chose it on a spur of a moment. Hydration check, everybody. But yeah, I do want to get some collab going with those guys. It'll be fun. Oh, what game? What am I doing? Let's see. Xbox is set up. I almost wanted to play either Driver or Skate and Destroy tonight. God, I haven't played Skate or Destroy with the bone break meter. I haven't played that in forever. That'd be fun. But ultimately, apathy won. There's got to be more. What else am I doing? I started... So, this room here is part of the reading room setup that I had gotten together. And I asked some people if I were to do a read along or an audio session where I just sit and read a book, well, what book would anyone want to see me read? And I had 3 suggestions come in. One was for Winnie the Pooh, which, okay, I mean, sure, I guess, whatever. There's a loud vehicle outside. As soon as the light changes from red to green, it's going to peel off. It's a motorcycle. You can always tell when the motorcycles accelerate quietly that there's a police officer in the area. Ha. Yes, so the where was I? What was it? What was it talking about? I've totally forgotten what I was talking about. Oh yeah, books. So Winnie the Pooh was a suggestion, and I actually did a test stream of reading Winnie the Pooh. I think if you go back into the VOD, you can see that I had one just called Reading Room Setup or something. And I did a test of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, it was okay. But recently I picked up the second suggestion that I had, which was Animal Farm. Someone suggested that I should read Animal Farm on stream. I thought, Animal Farm? Like, clearly this individual wants me, wants to get me to read a politically charged book. And you know what? Okay, fine. But given the current political climate, my stipulation was, I'll read Animal Farm on stream, I will, but I have to read 1984 on stream first. Which is, you know, a little bit thicker, a little bit more challenging, what have you. And the problem really lies down to the fact that I have not read either of those books, and if you really want to go deep, I haven't even read Winnie the Pooh. So that's 3 books that people want me to read that I haven't even read any of them. So, within the past week, I picked up Animal Farm and started
Wes Narwhal
reading
said
that.
yes, 1984.
I know, right? Me doing a read-along of 1984? It'd be okay. I mean, that's, again, why I set up this whole reading room setup. And why am I behind a painting all of a sudden? That's a little bit of immersion breaking. I gotta fix that. Why is my ear behind a painting? All right, let's see if I can put that painting on the wall. Yeah, okay. Bring those down, and we got to put those behind me, do we? So I'll put those right there. Nope. Put those right there. Yay! And now my face is getting cut off. See, this is why this is a test stream. I'm just testing all the boundaries. There we go. How's over this way? Apparently my head cuts off on the fireplace, so let's just extend that out as well. There we
Greed
go.
1914 said yay.
Yay, yay indeed, yay. But yeah, I wanted to read 1984. and I am curious about Animal Farm. And the reason that these people had suggested this is because they knew it was a political climate, and they wanted to get under my skin. They wanted to test my boundary. Because I'm old and I have political views, and they were like, oh yeah, if he's gonna go on the record, if he's doing a read along, let's make him read Animal Farm. And meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. I will totally do that, but I'm also going to do 1984. Maybe I'll do The Handmaid's Tale after that. Nah. Jeez. People trying to goad me. But yeah, Animal Farm, and you know what? I'm enjoying it. I'm a couple of chapters into Animal Farm. I picked it up right before I went to bed. A couple of chapters in. It's okay. I like it. I don't dislike it. I see its merit. I can't exactly call it enjoyable because I know exactly where it's heading. It's going to be politically charged and full of betrayal and malevolence. I can see the writing on the wall for that one. So I can't say I'm enjoying it in that sense, but I'm enjoying the book. I totally am. It's a good read. What about you guys? If I were to do a reading stream, a read along, if I were to do something like that, where it's just the crackling of the fireplace and my voice. Once upon a midtime dreary. Something, something. Actually, where is that? Hold on a sec. Let me go grab... Alright, I'll be right back. No, wait. Let's get the other... Okay. There we go. I just reached onto the cabinet behind me and I got both Animal Farm and 1984. Here we go. Here's 1984. Part 1. It was a cold day in April and the clocks were striking 13. Winston Smith, his chin nuzzled into his breast in an effort to escape the vile wind, slipped quickly through the glass doors of Victory Mansions, though not quickly enough to prevent a swirl of gritty dust from entering along with him. That's the opening paragraph of 1984. Here's Animal Farm. Chapter 1. Mr. Jones of the Manor Farm had locked the hen houses for the night, but was too drunk to remember to shut the pop holes. With the ring of light from his lantern dancing from side to side, he lurched across the yard, kicked off his boots at the back door, drew himself a last glass of beer from the barrel in the scullery, and made his way up to bed, where Mrs. Jones was already snoring. Pour one out for translation, Chan. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I'd have some fun doing a read-along of Animal Farm in 1984. Animal Farm is definitely the shorter of the books. But yeah, if you guys were to suggest something, I'm curious. I can't promise I'd read it, can't promise I'd acquire it, but I'm open to suggestions. I'm interested to hear what you guys would think would be a fun story to read.
Wes Narwhal said, have you ever read any of your own writing on here?
No. No, I haven't. That's an excellent question. Here, let me do that. Where is that? Where did I put that? Is that up on... I think I took a photo of it on my phone, did I? Is that a photo of my phone? Gallery. No, that's a recipe. Camera. There it is.
Minimi Cursor 96 said I've always wanted to hear some of your writings.
Okay. Here we go. I took a photo of one of my screens there last week. That's not it. If you were all really interested, I'd just go over and find my... No, wait, can I just log on to Dropbox? Here we go. Because I keep everything backed up in my Dropbox. Files. Stories. Stories. Okay, there's that one. Research. That's not it. I'll tell you what, let me, I mentioned this. I acquired my laptop and I set it up for Linux. Well, it's now a writing computer. So let me just go grab that. I'll be right back. Here, I'll toss some music on for you guys. And then I'll read you some of my stuff because that's what the kind of stream it is. Back.
Wes Narwhal said we eating good today, Minimi.
Yeah. See, aren't you glad you showed up? Welcome to a Tethercat stream. You know what pisses me off? I picked up this new laptop and I've been upgrading it. I upgraded the RAM, I upgraded the hard drive, I upgraded all the stuff. And I wanted a backlit keyboard. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Get a backlit keyboard, right? That would be good. So I went and ordered one. It was about 30 bucks. Came in off eBay about a week later. It was nice. But then I watched a YouTube video. And the YouTube video basically said, oh yeah, you do not want a backlit keyboard. Keyboards nowadays for laptops from 2023 will absolutely break. And you better go to a high-end technician to fix it. I thought, oh, that's crap. But that's the state of modern technology, I guess. Back in my day, we just unscrewed the keyboard, put a new one in. Back in my day. I'm so old. There we go. You guys are gonna save the VOD, I know this. Here's let me just make sure that this is chapter 1 of a novel I was in the midst of writing. Just making sure I don't have any editing notes in here, because if I have to read an editing note or if I have to make a suggestion on the fly, that could really dismantle the whole thing.
Greed 1914 said I bought a refurbished laptop for work and was surprised that you can't replace the battery.
Yeah, I know, right? And you probably can replace the battery, but it is so... You have to be like a hardcore engineer to do something like that, I would guess. Like you have to have a master's degree in technology to do something like that. I do not have that. All right, everyone, here we go. Can I elevate this? Well, all right, I'm going to make do with what I have here, so bear with me. I'm going to toss this right up onto the, just below my monitor. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hello, VOD. You know what? No, I'll leave Translation Chan on. You guys can have fun with Translation Chan. Here we go. This is chapter 1 of my novel. Yeah, this is chapter 1 of my novel. And it's called Microanthropy. Yeah, Translation Chain gave up on that one. Here we go. The old haunted mansion on Cross Hill stood 5 dark stories high and loomed over the hamlet of Baileysford with a grimace of pure evil. Each morning it blocked the sun for a good 2 hours before allowing the good people a taste of celestial warmth. No one had lived in that terror-inducing place for at least 40-odd years, not since old Mad Clara from way back. It was so ominous that many easygoing residents of Baileysford chose to up and leave, rather than having to face the bleak reality that the demon-plagued mansion imposed upon their meek lives every day. On Friday, the weathered condemned sign came down. On Saturday, with the sun resting lazily behind soft cumulus clouds in the distance, a gentle, black two-door drove up the lonely winding stretch to the scarred doors where brave children in years gone past had held tests of courage to prove their bravery, even if only for seconds. A young woman emerged from the passenger side, swathed in shadows and dark cloth. Standing straight, her head barely came to the car's roof. The vehicle left her moments later, off to pursue other adventures. She walked slowly to the door, as if absorbing everything that the dark mansion stood for and was capable of. A thin, black glove traced the lines of some ornate patterns with what appeared to be longing, memory, love. Then she inserted an old key into the old lock, and she was inside. On Sunday, nothing happened. A few of the remaining residents of Baileysford came from the endless expanse of the nowhere that they lived just to see the phenomenon. Then they went home, unimpressed. On Monday, nothing happened. The sun peeked out from the clouds, also saw nothing happening, and went back behind them, also unimpressed. On Tuesday, the earth shook. Pardon me. 7 black trucks, perhaps military, perhaps alien. Their only adornment an enigmatic red symbol that no one could glean the meaning of, rumbled through the back roads of Baileysford with authority, heading straight for the long and twisting driveway of Cross Hill. A caravan loaded with the mysteries of the world. When they arrived, all of them were herded around back where no one could see them show their wares, by the woman in black. She was wearing a long trench coat and a very large wide-brim fedora, 2 or 3 sizes too large. After pointing and flagging, she too went around back, which ended Baileysford's entertainment for the day. The sun stayed and watched. Late in the afternoon, long after the sun had given its shift over to the waning moon, the few residents of Baileysford cursed and swore from being awoken by the departing earthquake. They soon settled down into a restful sleep, however, and there was no more noise from Cross Hill from then on. Baileysford was a bustling metropolis that consisted of one general goods store. The residents of the good hamlet converged on the impromptu meeting spot in droves, 10 citizens in total. What with the flurry of activity that the forgotten hamlet was enduring, the common consensus was that a greeting party should be sent to the lady in black, welcoming her, under the full scrutiny of watchful eyes, naturally. With that decided, the good people dressed in their finest, with the older ones bringing fruitcakes, and the younger ones wielding knickknacks. They began their pilgrimage down the long road with a light buzz among them, until the dark clouds rolled over them suddenly, drenching them with a flash pour. Finding themselves halfway from the start and the end, they grumbled and continued their journey, the rain happily accompanying them. Baileysford arrived at the dark mansion in the middle of the day, soaked thoroughly from skin to bone. Their moods were wet, too. The non-elected ruler of the hamlet gave a harsh few poundings on the scarred door. Baileysford shuffled their feet. A few coughed. Impatience won, and there was another loud extended pounding session on the door, followed by the ruler's vocal announcement of their blissful arrival to welcome the newcomer. He silently prayed, remarking how it was as if the evil mansion were answering their arrival itself. Silence reigned until the sound of liquid fruitcake could be heard, plipping and plopping onto the shadowy veranda. Another long and extended series of poundings continued until Baileysford came to the realization that no one was coming to answer their greeting. One person remarked that it was a big mansion, but that thought was quelled instantly. Baileysford sighed and walked the long walk back towards the general store and eventually their meaningless and lonely lives. The rain felt sad and stayed with them the whole way, making sure that they never forgot that it was there. There were only 2 people who saw the town's failed attempt at cordiality. After Baileysford left, 2 different curtains in 2 separate places slid closed. Stealing to the mansion under the light of the near full moon, a figure in white circled the mansion front and back. A shiver crept up, simply because the mansion was as ominous in the night as in the day, if not more so. The tangible ghost, pleased with the surface inspection, approached the scarred front door. A small package was placed along with a soft knock from a soft hand. Then the figure was gone. When she got home, she threw off her white robe and she ran upstairs to her telescope. It had only taken 5 minutes at the full sprint, but that was still far too long. She hoped it wouldn't be too late. Drawing back her curtain, she zoomed and focused on the veranda and the scarred door. A faint crack of light came from the mansion's closing door, enough to see the package's edge being drawn inside. She sat on her bed and sighed. Mission accomplished. With a song in her heart, she went to bed, along with the rest of Baileysford, although she was much, much drier. 2 weeks, plus change later, she stood in front of the scarred door with another package tucked into the crook of her arm, and the typed note she received hours after she delivered that first package. It had smeared ink and comfortable irregularities that having been written on an old typewriter. The message was, 26th, come alone. She'd waited on bouncing heels since that day, plotting what to say and how to act with the lady in black. And now she'd arrived. She knocked lightly again and waited patiently, her wandering mind idly focused on the ornate etchings the door held under its pocked and worn surface, a beautiful design of flowers wrapped with vine. Once expensive, sharp rocks and small fires had ruined any value the door may have originally held, except sentimental. She sighed and understood now why the lady in black had let her finger linger over such a design. A bolt undid, and she jumped. Then a metallic sliding noise, then a latch. Another bolt, another latch, and yet another bolt, latch, slide, bolt, bolt, slide. She grinned at the amount of security, and finally, the scarred door opened. Partially. She was amazed at the speed which the thin arm shot out and grabbed her own, pulling her into the dusty mansion and slamming the door shut. Her sudden laugh filled with a bit of nervousness and surprise. She watched as the mansion's owner redid just one of the three lock types. It was the bolt and not the latch or slide. Then they were face to face, each smiling genuinely. Miss Valencia Naranci, thank you for the doorstep package. I'm Rally Cross. Her face alight in glee, the college-aged woman had the features of one who had experienced a life filled with fun, this meeting being the most recent addition and treated as the most important of them all. Rally's dark eyes glinted with the mischievousness of a fairy, and her honey-warm giggle was contagious. Short, purple hair flowed down to her neck in waves like a babbling brook. She wore a light yellow sundress that was marred by dust spots around the knees. It reached down to her red low-top sneakers. Rally extended her hand to Valencia with beaming delight and added, "Welcome to my mansion." That their heights were the same seemed odd to the stranger, but it was the least important thing as they clasped hands. Valencia smiled because Rally was smiling and staring into her soul, and it was wonderfully infectious. "No jokes about my name?" Rally feigned a look of being wounded, never dropping the smile. "My name, if you hadn't caught it, is Rally Cross. Rally Cross. Now, what sort of host would I be if I made fun of another's name? As delicious a pun as that might be." They both waited a beat in response to the comment, in recognition of deft of tongue, in respect for the other, and then both erupted in a burst of laughter that broke all the nervous tension. "Valencia Naranci," the visitor affirmed with a soft squeeze. "Val, for short." "Oh, where are my manners? Come in, come in. Forgive the mess. 43 years is a long time overdue for a spring cleaning. Please keep your shoes on. Would you like something to drink?" Val had decided on slightly formal attire for their encounter, discovering she was more nervous about the moment's arrival than she'd anticipated. She spent days debating her choice, wanting to make just the most perfect of impressions. Ultimately, she'd settled on a light cable knit sweater over a collared blouse and a pleated long skirt with a plaid design which covered her boots. She had chosen the stylish calf-high small heels to traverse the muddy puddles and irregular driveway, and, even while handing over her white coat to Rally's extended arms, she felt guilty about tracking outside dirt through the mansion's foyer. That is, until she had a look at the floor itself. It looked like a bomb had gone off. There were shards of wood and bits of glass everywhere. The front was littered with rocks, and Val's eyes glittered upon seeing one that was very familiar to her. Regretfully familiar. She bent down to pick it up and felt a comforting hand on her shoulder. "What is it?" Rally asked. This one. This one was mine. Look." She passed the stone to her friend, who turned it and read the painted on profanities. In the mess of bad grammar, there was the word Val underneath a crude drawing of an obnoxious nah face, stuck out tongue and all. "I'm so sorry, Rally. We were just kids. This house was like a challenge to us, but we were all too scared. All of us. I'm sorry. I should go." She made to get up, but Rally held her down firmly. When Val looked into her eyes, there was only a smile. Rally put a finger up to her lips and let Val go, then padded over to the living room with the stone in hand. Val watched, amazed, as the woman reached up high above the fireplace and set the stone on the mantel between all the dusty artifacts, with the nah tongue and the name facing outward. "Mind if I keep it?" she asked. Val blinked and suddenly laughed, all of her guilt diffused. "Consider it my first gift." Climbing around the covered tarps in the main room, Rally made her way towards the kitchen. "Thanks, but it's your second. I ate your first gift 2 weeks ago." She giggled and gestured for Val to follow her before disappearing past a hallway. Val breathed a sigh of relief and began to follow when something caught her eye. "Looks like there are little tracks by this window," she called out. "Did you bring any mouse traps in all those trucks?" From somewhere deep beyond, she heard the owner's non-committal reply, "Damn, this place is big." The trek to the kitchen for refreshments took surprisingly long. In their childhoods, the residents of Baileysford had taken to guessing how much evil was contained in the mansion. Their estimations, viewed from outside and at a safe distance, only went as far as 100 or so rooms, maybe more, maybe a lot more. Val trailed her hand along a wall, and decades of silence became streaked. The halls were thin and twisty, and the rooms were all sizes. There were doors everywhere, and as she wandered through, sometimes she caught sight of smaller panels ajar or an oddly shaped passage. Val revised her childhood estimate into the thousands, and she laughed. What an odd mansion, she thought aloud. Rally let out a large grunt, and there was a sound of wood giving. Particle light seeped ahead, and Val stepped through the secret panel and into the kitchen. She saw Rally fold up an old oilskin and put it in a drawer. "Close that," she said as she set to work on the coffee and tea. Val did, and took a look at the room. The kitchen was small. Light came in through 3 windows on the east side, illuminating the warm red walls and natural hardwood floor. As dusty as that journey had been, the room here was clean and tidy. Probably the first room cleaned, she guessed. There was an electric fridge and a microwave beside an old icebox and a gas stove. The microwave sported a wood paneling exterior. A monolithic radio was in the corner, and Val refrained from turning the knobs. Embedded in the wall was a dumbwaiter, closed. There were 2 stepladders in here, although Rally could easily reach the top of the cupboards. She hadn't gotten around to filling the top of those cupboards yet, though, Val thought. After washing their hands and getting a coffee for Val and a tea for herself, Raleigh sat in one of the big oaken chairs at the table, opposite her friend. Thanks again for the care package. I'm still not used to the place, and I was hungry that night. I ate those goods for a week, and the cookies alone lasted 2 days. She radiated happiness, and there was a lot of appreciation in her look. Wow, said Val softly. I only made a little bit of it, too. Maybe 2 meals at most. No wonder you're so thin. That's genetics on my mother. That's genetics on my father's side, luckily. My grandfathers were both thin, and my grandmothers, she said with a deep pause that held a lot more than silence. My grandmothers were both small. Well, you look great. So, where are you from? Oh, nowhere really. Raleigh took a sip of tea. You? Here. Born and raised. Val also took a draw on her coffee, then looked deeply into her friend's dark eyes. There was a tension then, almost akin to a Mexican standoff. Both women knew that Val had nothing to hide, unlike Raleigh. Electricity flowed into the moment as each came to know that if their friendship were to become a true lifelong bond, this would be the moment something gave. If I show you something, Raleigh began slowly, will you promise not to freak out? It was a question that both of them knew would have consequences. Val gave her friend a nod and steadied herself. Raleigh got up and went to the counter where a container for contact lenses were. She turned her back to Val and proceeded to take the soft plastics from her eyes, placing them into the container. She slitted her eyes to gauge where the table was, then stumbled back with eyes shut to her chair. Raleigh sat, eyes closed, and placed the contacts in front of her friends. They were shaded lenses. Val began to tell her that it wasn't strange when suddenly she opened her eyes. Raleigh Cross had irises as red as a rose in spring. Not knowing what to expect, Raleigh was biting her lip in fear. This was the first person she'd ever shared this with outside the family. And it was only this. What if... Whoa! Val jumped out of her chair in sheer joy, amazed at the wonder. That is so cool, she screamed. Raleigh blinked. Val began to pace around, excited beyond words. Her smile was 1,000,000 miles wide. Raleigh felt tears come, and she jumped into her friend's arms, crying fully. Val stopped, holding the younger woman suddenly. She lightly stroked Raleigh's hair as the woman let out a lot of pent-out stress. Let it flow out freely. She cried for a long time into Val's shoulder, and afterwards there was laughter and drinks and long talks about everything and nothing. The sun set with a purr as it lit up the sky brilliantly, giving a final wink to its invisible counterpart before saying farewell and handing over the night shift. The silent moon above watched happily as Raleigh bathed in her new friend's stories. Val had grown her whole life in Baileysford under the watchful eye of her father, who raised her to be the best son he had never had. She was grunge to Baileyford's Baroque, always the outsider, the town terror for her deviant way of being curious and carefree. Growing up, Val wanted nothing more than to get out of this dump to someplace where they'd accept her for who she was. When she got to the closest city, however, a feeling of all-consuming claustrophobia hit her. She headed back to Baileysford and never spoke of travel again. When her father proclaimed her a grown woman years later and handed her the deed to the house, she knew she'd never see him again. She still got regular postcards from him with full love and a phone call on holidays. Valencia Naranci was alone. Raleigh gave her friend's hand a squeeze. Somehow the two had made it to the rooftop, although the path was hard to follow in the dark, what with them being drunk. They doubted they'd ever find their way up here again, and they relished what the sky offered them. A zillion stars sprinkled the heavens. I asked my father once what those were, Raleigh said softly. Her arms were behind her head, and she was content in the summer's warmth. He told me they were stars. I asked what stars were, and he said they were like thousands of large planets, like Earth, and larger planets, like Jupiter. And then there were galaxies and nebulas, each one spanning 1,000 light years apart, all holding thousands and thousands of planets of all kinds. His answer confused me, though, so I went to my grandfather. I asked him, what are those? He said, those, little Raleigh, are holes in the sky, and that's where the rain comes from. And I love that answer, and I kept it with me forever. Val smiled. Hey, Raleigh. Yeah? All those trucks, the weeks of secrecy, this haunted mansion. Yeah? That's not only because you have red eyes, is it? Raleigh sighed, and it became a yawn. No, Val. It's something bigger. Val yawned too and sat up with a stretch. I thought so. I'm gonna head home. Are you sure? This place is way huge and you can spend the night. I don't mind the company. They looked out and they saw Val's home in the distance. No, but thanks though. It's just enough to have a friend who's all freaky weird like me. Anyway, I need my own bed to sleep in. No offense. The two of them lazily made their way back through the maze, albeit for a different route, to the front door where they hugged and they parted. As Val turned to leave, she heard 100 bolts, latches, and slides going haywire from the other side, and she gave a soft laugh that made a sliver of moon smile. I'm at about the 3/4 mark of this chapter. Let's leave it at that. That's not even the full chapter 1, but that should give you a little bit of a taste of what my writing is like. How's that? Yay.
Tethercat said hydration check. Wes Narwhal said that was so good. Tethercat said hydration check.
Thank you, Wes. As I say, that's not even the full chapter 1 of my novel.
Minimi Cursor 96 said it was good. Wes Narwhal said we love whimsical women.
Is that what they are? Did I write whimsical women? Is that what I wrote? I like it. Thank
Greed 1914 said face turquoise drinking coffee.
the random comment. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. I'll tell you, you're making a lot of my friends jealous. I've thrown them my novel, of course. And they said, We want more. But I don't think any of them had been privy to me doing a reading of my novel, so. Yeah, that's, again, we're not even past the opening chapter of that. But, yeah. I think I'm a good writer, and I get told that a lot. And my occupation is writing, so I get compensated for writing. So, yeah, I'm not egotistical about it. I'm not like I don't pat myself on the back and think that I'm a master craftsman when it comes to writing. But I am proud of my ability to write. I think I'm a good writer. And that's really all that matters. If anyone has any hobbies, as long as you think you're good, as long as you think you're competent enough, it doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks. Let the rest of the world hate you. Let the rest of the world love you. The rest of the world's going to do whatever the rest of the world's going to do. Don't let anyone affect how you perceive yourself. Find the things you love. Do the things you love. And then every now and then you'll find that there are like-minded individuals who will totally vibe
Minimi
on your
Cursor 96
wavelength.
said we get to hear Gwampa's stories. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm actually kind of happy that it took place within this reading room. I mean, again, this is why I set this place up, so I was really glad. Yeah. My writing style, well, okay, my writing style, you've just had a taste of. That's my writing style. My writing genres go all over the place. This one here had elements of horror, although it was somewhat dismissed. Elements of comedy, elements, by the way, rally cross, that's a pun, a word pun on like a motor rally in, say, the Jakarta Desert or up on the Alps, rally cross. However, Valencia Narense is a pun on Valencia oranges, which is a flavor of oranges. You might as well say the word tangerine or some such. So Valencia Narense is a word pun, which is why Rally at the beginning, when they were both meeting, and she's like, "You're not going to make fun of my name?" She said, "Why would I do something like that with as delicious a pun as you've just handed me?" The word delicious meaning the wordplay pun on Valencia Narense. So yeah, I have a very whimsical, I don't know that they're whimsical women, but I do write with whimsy. And I love science fiction. This whole story is complete science fiction, but it's also got some mystical fairy tale elements. It's what I've seen other writers describe as urban fantasy, I think they call it, which is kind of an in the dark of this city with the skyscrapers, the fairies and vampires exist. You know, it's that kind of thing. That's what this kind of story is. And yeah, I had a lot of fun crafting it, a lot of fun coming up with the characters and scenarios. And it's just one of the decades of works that I'd been working on. So yeah. I must have been reading for what, half an hour? Feels like I was reading for half an hour. I have no idea how long I was reading for. I'm taking a slug of Buckley's. I had one friend who enjoyed my writing so much, and for this novel, for this one I was just reading it, she said, I love this so much. Can I get other stories about Raleigh and Val? I was like, yeah, sure. So I wrote a short side story. I wrote a short story that takes place adjacent, you know, maybe a little bit of a time skip, maybe a little tiny sequel, if you would, to the main novel itself. Gave that to my friend for her birthday. She was ecstatic. Yeah. That's the story that whenever I describe any of my novels, whenever I'm showcasing my works, that one there, that's the one that gets everyone's attention, and primarily it's all the women in my life. It's always like not a lot of guys resonate with it, although I've got a few, but the gals love that. They're all over it. So yeah, anyway. Now what? Now that my voice is sufficiently vocal fried.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, at least you're popular with the ladies with it.
It's frightening how popular I am with the ladies in certain aspects. I get a lot of attention from my writing. A lot of there's a word in the language, and it's sapiophilic, I believe the word is. The translation, Chan knows what it is. And what it means is having a preference, having an attraction, having a preference towards intelligence. And I think that I get a lot of suitors, a lot of attention for my intellect. I get for all the women I've ever dated, my intelligence has been my primary attractor, my appearance secondary. So that's a nice compliment, because looks always tend to fade. Looks are never what they appear to be. Even personality gets odd, but it's nice that the ladies like my intellect. Hurrah.
Minimi Cursor 96 said it's mostly about character.
Oh, and I got character, all right. I am bleeding character. I was chatting with one friend. Recently I met someone, and I was chatting with her. And like, hi, yeah, what do you do?
Wes
Yeah.
Narwhal said, give us dating advice.
Give you dating advice? I'll take it as soon as you guys give me some too. And I was chatting with this gal, and she said, yeah, so what do you do? And I said, oh, I don't know. Do you want to know my work life, or do you want to know my hobbies? And that there is always a loaded question, right?
OU_Z said, oh, ajitty boogity, I'm the person who goes in people's streams asking hamburger or cheeseburger. If you answer correctly, you may or may not get a follow.
I'll tell you what, oogity boogity, I answer neither. I'm not going to play your game. So, you are now Schrodinger's meat, and you may or may not follow.
OU_Z said, dang it.
So, Schrodinger Z, I leave it to you. And there will be no hard feelings either way. But thanks for coming into the stream regardless. I appreciate the question, I really do. Sincerely. But I'm not going to play that. So I was asking I was telling the friend that getting to know questions, and she said what do you do? And I said, do you want to know about my work life or my hobbies? Which, as I say, was a loaded question because that could be a dangerous topic. And she raised an eyebrow. She said, your hobbies. I want to know what your hobbies are. And I said, well, I'm a blue cat. I hang upside down for the most part. I'm also a cartoon. I play video games. Mostly just sit and chat. And she had no clue what I was talking about until I showed her my screen of my phone, because I keep Tethercat on the screen of my phone. I said, this is me. And it's just this blue cat hanging upside down. And she said, uh-huh. I said, trust me, if you're not comfortable with that, I don't know how much more you will be comfortable with. So she quickly diverted the question. Oh yeah, so what do you do for work? All right, yeah, fine. Anyway, she's a nice gal. As far as dating advice goes, the one key piece of advice that I would give anyone for dating is communication. And I've learned this the hard way. This is not something that I would offer just facetiously. This is decades of hard-earned wounds, scars, and beating each other and ourselves up about. The key to any dating is communication. And there's two elements to that. There's two sides to that coin. The one side is interaction, communication. Tell the other person what it is you are feeling, what it is you want. If you are not feeling great, tell the other person. If the other person is engaging in an activity that's contradictory to what you are perceiving, then tell the other person.
Minimicursor96 said you're a streamer that gets to be an anime character that gets to be one anytime and your own character however you want, and no script at all.
And that's basically what I told her, Minimi. That is exactly what I told her. and yeah, she grasped it after a little while. In fact, she is tuned in on a stream or two. She says, I see what you're doing, but she's never really participated. She could be watching this stream for all I know. She's never really participated. So communication in a one-on-one context is important. However, the flip side of this coin that I was getting at, the other aspect of communication is something called the 5 love languages. And I subscribe to this newsletter, the 5 love languages. And what that pertains to is not everyone is the same. Not everyone expresses love the same, and not everyone receives love the same. And scientists, quote unquote, air quotes, scientists, have boiled it down effectively, essentially, loosely, to 5 love languages. And I can't recall off the top of my head what they are. So let me just do a little bit of a quick Google here. 5 love languages. There we go. So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation. That's direct verbal acknowledgement, saying I love you, or compliments. Words of affirmation. That's a love language. Another love language is quality time. When you're just hanging out with your partner, when you're just in their presence and they're in your presence, and that's it. It's just quality time, spending time with them. That's all it is. Another love language is acts of service. So if making someone's life easier makes you happy, or if it makes them happy, like that's a form of love language, is, you know, keeping everything running. Another love language are gifts, gift giving. You might not say, I love you to someone, but you will give them a gift. You will hand them a present, and that conveys the affection. And the last of the 5 love languages is physical touch. maybe just a gentle stroke on the arm, maybe holding hands, maybe just, you know, leaning on each other. Those are effectively the 5 love languages. And as I say, that's the flip side of the coin to one-on-one communication, letting the partner know how you feel. If I were to give any one piece of dating advice, sorry, I'm just letting this vehicle go by. If I were to give any one piece of dating advice, it's that when you find yourself with someone, make sure that communication is established and continued. Make sure it's ongoing. People change. Situations change. So make sure that your partner knows where you're at. Make sure they know who you are. Make sure they know what you're feeling. And if you're having difficulty conveying that, examine those 5 love languages. Find out which one works best, or which 2 or 3 work best for you, and convey that. Say, listen, my love languages are, and then you can share them. Physical touch and gifts. I primarily express my affection through physical touch and gifts. So if I'm not doing the dishes, don't think it's not because I don't love you. And if we're not spending quality time together, don't think it's because I don't love you. It's physical touch and gifts. That's my love language. And then your partner might come back and say, oh, well, actually, I verbally give affirmation and physical touch. Those are my 2 love languages. And, you know, and by communicating, you get to know what's going on. That's my dating advice. That's my romance advice. And as I said earlier, it's hard earned. This is something I've caught on to myself after decades of relationships. So there you go. And yes, currently I'm single. So, grain of salt, as with everything. Everything with a grain of salt. I hope that answers your question. I love the question. Anytime I get to be an old person and share wisdom, that's like a little stamp on my bingo card. I see that over on the furball side. I see that Lucian is hovering. Lucian, once again, is the JP member of the family who is deaf. And I'm very tempted to say, hey, Lucian, you want to come on the stream? But I don't... I think there might be a bit too much of a gap on that one. Especially for just a introductory test stream to see if I can get that element of the Discord group family kicking about. So I think I'll give it a slide. Plus we're coming into the bottom of the hour and we might want to wrap things up in the next little bit. So yeah, we might as well wrap the stream up. We can do it in a couple of minutes. Is there anything anyone wants to say before we call it? Anything anyone wants to ask or comment on? That'd be a great time. I got nothing. I mean, this is a great stream. I was so happy to share everything with you. It's probably because I got fresh lettuce stirring around in my belly.
Minimi Cursor 96 said not really, love seeing yat.
Ah, well, thanks.
Wes Narwhal said Shio Apitupi.
Shoopy-doopy. Or if you're going to ask me what kind of meat I like, oogity boogity, perhaps. Yeah. I was reading the story and I was following along with my writing, and I was unable to watch the stream. I was unable to see my screen, which the words from Translation Chan appear on the blanket. So I was unable to actually follow along to see if Translation Chan was even catching any of the novel that I wrote. as dictated by my sultry chocolate voice. Yes, I have a sultry chocolate voice. Sure I do. Sure I do. Actually, that's a good question for you guys. What kind of voice do I have? I like my voice. I think I got an interesting voice. I think I have a somewhat unique voice, but I don't know how I would describe my voice. And I assure you, sultry and chocolate are not the two words I'd use. Horny and caramel? Does that work?
Minimi Cursor 96 said it's soothing and narrative.
Soothing and narrative? Thank you.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, huh?
Yeah. I was just thinking, what could be like sultry and chocolate, but kind of not, but kind of not, and that's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head.
Wes Narwhal said, I picture hearing your voice between bouts of smooth jazz on the radio.
Yeah. I have a ton of jazz. When I was looking for my MP3s, I had a ton of jazz kicking around here. Do I still have it? Where is all my music? Yikes, that's the wrong folder. I just clicked on a folder with about 15,000 different titles in it. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for MP3 public domain. Yeah, I got tons of jazz. Let's try this one. If we're going to get copyright struck, hey, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Let's put that on mute. There we go. Welcome to the Jazz Hour.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, anyways, next Guampa novel story will be called Tales of the Drunk for next fishing stream.
Welcome to the Jazz Hour. You're listening to TKAT. We've just finished listening to another fascinating album called Tales of the Drunk, and now we have some Robert Johnson, Love in Vain. Let's give that a bit. On TKAT, your jazz station. I don't know. I could do that. I could do that. Jazz Hour. Actually, I got a friend of mine who, she runs a radio station in the United States. She doesn't run a radio station, but she is a DJ. And she specializes, focuses on a certain genre of music. And it's always fun listening to her because you're listening to your actual friend chatting, and occasionally she'll occasionally while she's doing her radio show, she will look down at her phone and I'll be carrying on a conversation with her, and she'll and I'll type, "Hey, you're coming off your song. You might want to hop back on the mic." And then she goes, "And thank you. We've returned back to our show. I just got reminded that the song was over. So thank you to you, mysterious listener. And now we've got another song coming up." It's really just fun listening to her. People in the entertainment industry, eh? I think I've mentioned this before. I got a cousin of mine who's actually on television. Somewhat of a local famous celebrity. Like people sometimes run into him, but everyone sees him on TV and they know him. So it gets interesting because when we have family gatherings, he's the entertainer, quote unquote. He's the one that all the family members, all the little kids, he's the one they flock to. And I just sit back and I smile because here I am. What am I? I'm just some blue upside down cat. What am I? I'm just some cartoon. That guy's the TV star. Don't look at me. Yeah, we're definitely past the bottom of the hour on this one. I do have to go. I have to prepare for tomorrow. I have to. Heck, I gotta do a bio break, I suppose. So yeah, let's call it there, everybody. Let's wind things down. I appreciate all the compliments. I appreciate just hanging out with all you guys. You guys being my regulars, and even someone brand new asking about meat. That's odd, but I'm cool with it. It's just been a really fun stream. Even with Greed's participation, his vocal and uproarious participation, Pop Cat, turquoise person waving. Yeah, just a big general thank you for just all of you guys showing up. It does mean a lot. Every now and then I get a little lonely and I think, am I really making an impact? And then you guys all show up and I think, yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just happy you guys are all here as well. All right, that's enough gushing and waxing poetic. Let's kick this thing off. Everyone, you take care. You have yourself a good night. You make sure that
Minimi Cursor 96 said we love to see and visit Guampa.
Well, thanks. It's good seeing you grand kittens as well. And get off my lawn. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen over the next couple of days. Mostly I'm just going to be working. Hopefully I'll be able to finish up work next week and maybe even book some holiday time off in the next little while. That'd be nice. But until then, keep yourself safe, stay hydrated, make sure you're eating good food, whether that's hamburgers or hot dogs. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Minimi Cursor 96 said take care and have a good night.
For 40 years or more. I used to just play the imitation, but now I'm going to give you a little of the
Tethercat said thanks for watching. Wes Narwhal said Don Chamin Guam PAW. Har har har. Tethercat said thanks for watching. Breed 1914 said hand pink waving. Tethercat said Guam PAW drum. Tethercat said Guam PAW drum.
Double flavor and unknown quality than usual. Frying pan, a combed his head with the wagon wheel, died the toothache in his heel. Got away, old damn sucker, he come too late to get your supper. Sucker was dog squeal, the pig did squall, him whole hog with tail and all. By the way, old Dan Tucker, he come too late to get your supper. Fell in the fire and kicked up a chunk of charcoal, got inside the shoe. Lord bless you, honey, how the ashes flew. By the way, old Dan Tucker, he come too late to get your supper. Here's the booze and Choctaw cider, lemon extract and old Budweiser horse said it bitter than the doctor's tonic. The good book said a little good for the stomach.